Hello everyone, Matt here from PCGamesN, and I'm joined by Ben.
Hi.
Hi, Ben. Not doing quite so well today.
It's not my wellest day,
but
we'll get through it.
But we are here, as we always would be, for some League of Legends news. We're talking about patch 7.11, the patch, not the American convenience store.
/ Australian, I'm told.
Yes, yeah, they're also in Australia.
My local dispenser of knowledge, Matt Perslow.
That's
no,
right,
yeah, it's all about the LoL patch today.
Right, so obviously there's going to be some reworks, as patches tend to do.
Seems to be the 2017 method. Yeah, I swear it didn't used to be quite this severe with every patch, but they're hitting up the rework train again. Kindred is kind of the largest changes we're seeing this time. They've given a passive that can infinitely stack. Okay. So if you can end up with infinite range, I think you would have to be playing in a very strange game for that to actually happen. But yeah, that can now happen. There's also a batch of bonuses on that affect her other abilities. So she'd basically end up with like infinite range, infinite attack speed, and a load of other effects all at once. I think if it got to that point, the game would simply be over anyway. But it is, it's a fairly entertaining way of doing it. Everything except her ult has seen some fairly large changes. All of her abilities and all the rest of it. There's also some other reworks that have come in for this patch. The Malzahar changes that we talked about last time. We won't go over all of them this time, but they pretty much deal with his voidlings. All of those are back now. They were taken out of the previous patch for some additional work to be done. They're returning in 7.11, and also Rek'sai, who I would say kind of has the smallest of the reworks, but I would still kind of class it in that that tier of number of changes. Sure. There's a totally new ult there. It's still got this. So Rek'Sai is this kind of giant bug. It's based off Alien, and then there's a version of Predator in there as well. But she's still got this like screaming burrow charge thing. But I think basically they changed how the damage works. And yeah, that should still be massively terrifying. All of her other abilities also got a couple of nudges as well.
Cool. So I assume we've got that, and then I know that we've got some balance tweaks as well.
Yeah, so it isn't just the reworks that are being hit there. Ari, Caitlyn, and Zach have all had. I think they're all aimed at nerfs. Not all of them are just all of their abilities being turned down. Zach's was actually hotfixed to live because it looks like they kind of got him wrong when they did some buffs last time, and the time before that I think was his big rework as well. So looks like they're finally kind of getting him into a place that they like. Ari and Caitlyn also are getting some nerfs. I feel like Caitlyn's probably aren't fully implemented yet as we're making this video, but I expect she's going to be brought down a tad. And then, yeah, Ari had like 3 of her abilities played with. One of them actually got more damage, but 2 of them were brought down. And then items seem to actually be mostly unchanged in this patch. There were some Guardian Angel reworks, but they've been pushed off until next time. Right,
and obviously we'd also expect some skins.
Yeah.
So have we got a skin?
Just the one this time, which is slightly weird, I suppose. I mean, we've actually had more skins than I was expecting for the last few patches, so I guess that this is the kind of the one where they go, oh, we've run out of stuff. And obviously we'll see more as we go forward. There's just one Tryndamere skin. It looks alright. It's like it's like cheaper. It's under 1,000 RP. But even the lower tier skins now have really nice designs to them. This one has a particularly sweet recall animation, where he kind of like. He's got these things sticking into his back because he's like it's called Chemtech. It's like a kind of Jekyll and Hyde type monster deal, I think. Cool. And he kind of like rips them out of his shoulders and throws them away and stuff. And it looks really nice, but it's not like a super special skin or anything.
And I hear that there's going to be a slight change to kind of pick and draft systems now. We've got more bans.
So they've had 10 bans in the LCS for a while. They're now putting 10 bans into ranked play. It's going to work slightly differently. It's like all done simultaneously, so you can actually ban, like each side can ban the same character because there's no like communication there, obviously. And there's communication between your team, so that 2 people on your team won't ban the same character. But that means it'll like be sped up a lot as well. Like you don't have to go back and forth banning one each or whatever. So yeah, that should be interesting. It should actually diversify the meta of the game quite a lot. That's probably actually the biggest change in the patch in terms of what impact it'll actually have on people's day-to-day games. It's meant to be coming in this patch. They only just started testing it, so it could be pushed. But I also maybe wouldn't expect it to be on patch day. I expect they'll implement it. They'll probably roll it out over the course of a couple of weeks or something, into various different regions. They usually start with the smaller regions like Eastern Europe or Oceania, and then bring that stuff forward.
Sure, right. And last thing I want to talk about is I hear something about missions.
Yeah, so this is their system where they're trying to actually have it like in game when you're trying to get like stuff to do with promotions or something to do with, if the World Championships is going on. They're trying to get all of that actually integrated in the game, which is a bit weird that they don't. It's like a very kind of It's one of the last things that seems to be from the fact that, you know, League of Legends was made in like 2009 and was this really crappy little kind of free-to-play game. It's kind of the last bit of that they're getting rid of, as far as I'm concerned. That yeah, it should just make it easier to get stuff, and they're actually implementing it in the game. Oh, sorry, they've actually started testing it on the PvE now. They've been teasing it for like about a month, but now they're actually kind of got all the systems in, and if you want to go test it, you can.
Excellent. Well, that's our quick roundup of League of Legends patch 7.11 for this week. We obviously come back with these fairly frequently, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks,
Every 2 weeks that we are here. If you like what you've learnt today and enjoyed the video, please give us a like by clicking the button. You can also subscribe, which means that you'll get this and lots of other videos every time we put them out. And until next time, see you then.